Okay, hey guys, what's going on? And welcome back to my channel. My name is Hope if you're new, and I'm really excited that you're joining me today. It is finally here. My new planner finally arrived yesterday, and I immediately knew that I had to show you guys it. If you saw my last video, it was the stationery haul one. I gave you guys a sneak peek into what I was actually going to be putting inside of my new planning system. I have since added quite a bit of stuff, and I really am just looking forward to finally getting this thing set up, so that is exactly what we are going to be doing today. First things first, I do have my coffee here with me today. I did one of those like whipped coffee recipes. So you use like instant coffee, some hot water, and then a little bit of sugar, and then you use one of those milk frothers and you froth it up. I added some milk and some heavy cream, and that is my coffee today. But here we are with my new planner. This is the Filofax Pocket Planner. I ended up finding mine on eBay, but honestly, I spent hours looking on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, and a bunch of other secondhand sites. I also kind of had my eye out for it at thrift stores and stuff like that for the past few months, but I really got impatient and finally found this one on eBay. The specific name for this one is the Filofax Pocket Cross. And you guys, when I found it, I immediately fell in love with it. I definitely had my heart set on a burgundy/red color planner, and I definitely knew that I wanted to get a pocket one. I went back and forth between the pocket and the personal and pretty much decided on I would love to also use this as my everyday wallet. And I always carry a journal around with me anyways, and so I thought this would be a kind of a nice way to combine those two things. So that is why I chose the pocket size. I was a little bit worried about how filling all these pages out would go, just because they are such smaller pieces of paper. For reference, this is the size of your standard sticky note, if that gives you kind of an idea of how big these pages are. But I did end up going with it because I thought it would be the best fit for me and my lifestyle. So that is kind of why we have found ourselves at the pocket planner. I also did end up going with Filofax because I looked at a bunch of the reviews for comparable brands, and ultimately I think I just liked the look of this one a little bit better. I like the cross on the front. I like that it has a zipper in the back and then places for cards here. There are also two separate pockets, which I thought was nice. So that kind of helped in making my decision, and that is pretty much how we wound up here. Since I don't believe this is something that I can link for you guys directly, as in like this exact make and model or whatever of this planner, I'm gonna go ahead and make a list for you of comparable ones. That way you can check it out if you're interested in getting into a rings planner, because I am so excited about starting to use it. If you've been around for a little bit, you know that I've gone from using a traveler's notebook to I've done like the Hobonichi planners, I've done bullet journaling, and really I've always just been looking for something that I can use in my day-to-day life. Really, I want to use it for planning, memory keeping, and then habit tracking, and that is pretty much exactly what this has come down to. So yeah, that is pretty much why I ended up changing my planning system. I do like to experiment with different methods and styles, and so I'll probably introduce other aspects of different journaling techniques into this at some points. But for now, we're gonna keep things pretty basic. I'm gonna walk you guys through exactly what I'm gonna be putting inside of my pocket planner, and then we're also gonna be doing a little bit of styling, which I am super excited about. So the first thing I did when I got it is I had this charm. I had this on my purse for a really long time. My mom got this from another artist that works at the same gallery as she does, and I think it's just so cute, and I thought it would kind of go with the whole red theme I have going on. So I went ahead and added it to that zipper there. And then I also decided that I wanted to put some stuff inside of all of these pockets. So the first thing I have are these little sticky notes for annotating, whether it be a book, something in my journal, or a planner or whatever. These are really great for just keeping track of your place, making notes on stuff. These are from Daiso. I use them a lot. You guys can see I use this color and then this one the most, but I just thought it would be kind of cute to put it in this front pocket. And then I'm also going to be adding in my everyday credit card and then my ID. Okay, those are in there now. This is really going to be a planner that I can throw in my bag whenever I am leaving the house. And so I did want to make sure that I have my everyday cards in here, so that was kind of a perfect placement for them. And then I have one of my lucky $2 bills that I have decided to place in this front pocket here. I also added a little paper clip on it just because the depth of the pocket is a little bit deeper than the size of this dollar, so I thought that that would kind of hold it in place there. And that is pretty much everything I'm going to do for this front section. I really do want to kind of leave it open, that way I can add and change things as I start to use this more, but I just figured this would be a good starting base, that way I can kind of figure out what I like to keep in here. I figure the longer I use this planner, the more I'm going to understand exactly what I need to keep in the front section, and so yeah, figured I'd keep it pretty simple for now. But now we are going to get into the actual pages themselves. I'm going to be working my way from front to back, so we're going to be putting them on this this side just to make things easier. Okay, so the very first page in my planner is this little divider. I got a bunch of these little pocket sleeves from Amazon, and I got them because I thought it'd be nice to be able to interchange these inserts as the seasons change. I even thought I'd be able to use one as maybe some sort of vision board, which I might do in the future, or honestly just keep some memories and some photos in here. So this is what my front cover looks like. On the back of it, I put this cutout from the same watercolor magazine that this came from, and so I thought that that would just kind of look nice together. I'm going for a really like floral theme for the time being, and I'm sure that this will change month by month and season by season, but that is kind of what the vibe is right now. The next page is my inbox, and this is where I'm going to be writing down everything that I need to do on the day-to-day. Pretty much if I have a free second any day, I'm just going to go ahead and reference my inbox and see if I can maybe add it to that day's to-do list. They're not things that have to be done right away. They're just things that I know have to get done at some point, and so that is the concept behind that. I also think having an inbox will be really nice because I'll be able to reference it if I have like a free day coming up and I want to know some general tasks that I want to get done. This is pretty much going to be my place to look at. The next page is my notes page, and on here I put a couple of cut up sticky notes, and then I also put a few of these little annotating stickers. The idea of this page is just going to be kind of like a landing page for a bunch of sticky notes, dividers, and like annotating marks if I want to use them. Thought it would be nice just to be able to always have some inside my journal. That way I'm not always relying on being at home to use any of these, and so I thought this was a pretty good idea. And then on the back of it, I have a little cutout from a Nat Geo magazine. They're just some birds that I thought was kind of cute. Now we have entered into divider number 1, and divider number 1 is really all about my personal planning. So I have my daily spreads in here, weekly and monthly, along with, I believe, a few habit trackers. That is pretty much what my division 1 is going to represent. And then on the back of this page, I have a photo of me and my boyfriend, and then I have some other sticky notes. These are from Daiso. I like them a lot because they have that little square already there for like checking off to-do lists and stuff, and I thought they would be kind of handy to keep in here. The next section in division 1 is all about my daily spreads. Now in my daily spreads, I write down what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. So I have everything from 5:30 a.m. when I wake up until, if I wanted to, I could go all the way to 2 a.m. But because I'm probably never going to use anything past 12 a.m., I did end up doing a little division line, and then I've been doing my daily gratitude down here. It essentially works like a timeline of my day, so I thought that was kind of a neat thing to have in here. So for example, here is what today's thing looks like. I have my morning routine in the morning, I have my emails, admin, planning, I have editing a YouTube video, I have filming this, so hello, that is what we're doing right now. I have some content I have to edit this afternoon, and then I have about a 3-hour or so study session, then my daily workout. I'm going to be doing a little dog training session with my dog. I'm realizing that he's getting a lot more energy as he's getting older. He is 8 months now, I believe. And so we're having to be a little bit more vigorous with our training sessions. And then after that, I'm going to close out some emails and then probably do a little bit of freelance work around then as well. And then we close off the night with my night routine and then a 9 p.m. bedtime. Also, quick little note, I got a new lip oil today, and so this was the little seal on the bottle. And I'm always looking for ways to do kind of like junk journaling and memory keeping, and I thought that putting the little lip seal on here would be a cute way of remembering that. I'm honestly always looking for stickers or any sort of like memento for my day, and I think that in this daily spread, I'm really going to be adding a lot of stuff like that. This is the bookmark I created so I can always find what day it is. I didn't want to have to be like flipping around through the planner, and so I took a paint swatch that I got from Lowe's, and then I stuck one of my bookmarks on top just to make it stand out a little bit more. But this is great because I could be anywhere in my planner and know exactly how to get to my daily spread. And you'll see that I do that quite a bit with other sections in here as well. I have a bunch of paper here just for future daily spreads, and so I really like that this planner was able to fit a good amount of stuff in here. I think my plan for it is to do a monthly archive, so every month just gonna go in, take all the pages out from that month, and then put new stuff in for the upcoming month. Because planning is something I really enjoy, I think that'll work for me. If I ever need more space in the future, then maybe I'll look at like a 3-month journal, but I honestly think this is going to be perfect for me. Next up, we have my monthly goals for July, and this is at the start of my monthly spread. So I put it on a little sticky note. I used some washi tape just to make it look like it was standing out a little bit more, and then I have a pack of all of these little bird stickers that I like to use. And I thought the bird sticker was kind of like a throwback to that bird right there. It just kind of looked similar, and so I thought that was kind of cute. But for my monthly goals, I like having them at the beginning of all of my planning. That way it's something I can reference all the time, and then on the back of it you can see one side of this monthly spread. Now when I first got this, I wasn't sure if it was going to be big enough because these squares are really tiny, and I was kind of worried about not having enough room to write everything in. But then I ended up deciding that not everything has to go into this monthly spread. I can use it just for kind of bigger events where maybe I'm having to prepare something for or something along the lines of that. And so that is kind of why I think that this size of a monthly spread is going to be okay with me. And I've just been kind of ticking off the days as they go by. I also have a bunch of cute stickers in here. These are pretty much all from Daiso, or that one might be from Hobby Lobby or something. But yeah, super cute, and I feel like it's just a nice way to add a little bit more interest to the page. And then I almost forgot that this is my things I want to do this month. Not to be confused with my monthly goals, because I do think they're different. These are more like actionable things that I want to do, and then the goals could be something a little bit more abstract. And so I just have this here on a little sticky note, which I thought was cute. And now we are entering into my weekly pages. So these are essentially like a weekly breakdown of what's going on every single week. I'm writing down more personal things in here, less work. This is definitely more like personal and freelance stuff. I think what I'm honestly going to end up doing is creating a separate planner for more work-related tasks, just because I find that they get a little bit too kind of like jumbled up in here. But here is what this week is looking like for me. I have all of my basic stuff like my emails and my admin work, the study time, which could be anywhere from like an hour to 5 hours. And then I also have whatever workout focus I want to do that day is. And so I try to do a little bit of a rotation here, which I think has worked really well for me. Of course, you know, I had to add stickers and different types of washi tape just to decorate a little bit more. And I feel like it just adds a little bit more kind of fun to the space. And then also these pages don't come with this little divider here. I actually drew that in, and I just find it to be a really easy way for me to separate a daily event from a to-do list. This was something I was doing back when I was in my Hobonichi weeks, and so it's something that's definitely carried over just because it worked so well for me. I definitely like being able to see if I have any major event going on that day. So like last week, I don't have this in here because I was still experimenting, but last week I had to go into town for my best friend's wedding venue tour, and so I had that written down because it was going to be something that was going to take up a bulk of the day, if that makes sense. I also went ahead and put a little bit of washi tape on the side here, and I felt like that was a really kind of convenient thing for me to add on. Similar to how I have this bookmark here to bring me to my daily spread, I put this one here so I can always reference my weekly spread no matter where I'm at in my planner. So I definitely would recommend doing that if you're worried about kind of losing your place in your planner, especially if you're like me and you're new to this kind of system and you're just trying to find a way to remember where everything's at. Having a little tag here like that has been really helpful. Now that is a bulk of my planning done. I also have this little bookmark that kind of ends off that section for me. It also introduces the next section, which has some of my habit trackers and stuff. I just cut this out from a greeting card, and so that goes there. This is my July habit tracker. I have it broken down by week 3, and then week 4 is currently happening here on the back. I definitely think I might have to change something about this in the future just because I feel like it's a lot of habits and stuff going on, but I am somebody who really does enjoy tracking everything. I especially like to look back and see how I've done on certain weeks. Like it's cool to see if I'm looking back on, you know, a journal from 2 to 3 years ago, the habits I was doing then versus now, that type of thing. And so I do like that I have quite a few to track, and I think it's also just really satisfying to be able to place a dot there when I do complete it. I am aiming for about 80% completion. That would be my goal if I had one. I also added a couple cute stickers there, but that is my habit tracker. And then I also have my 1 line a day, and this is essentially where I write down 1 line every single day. It could be a quick summary of what happens, it could be a notable moment, anything like that, but I definitely like having these to look back on. If you're somebody who's trying to get into memory keeping and you're looking for a really easy way to do that, I would definitely recommend doing this. I have journals from like 2016 that I know exactly what happened on super random days, and so I think it's just kind of a fun thing to be able to look back on and reflect on. So yeah, if you're into journaling but you don't want to do like a whole page a day type thing, then maybe you just start with 1 line. I feel like it's been a really easy system for me to actually keep up with. Okay, section number 2 is all about content creation, and so I have stuff in here for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everything like that. I have this page here that has has a little content idea list on it, and so if I think of any videos I might want to film, I'll just go ahead and add that on here. And then on the back of it, I have a list of everything I'm planning on posting that week. This is another one of my little bookmark dividers. It does the same thing as the other ones I showed you, where if I just want to make sure I don't lose my place, I'm always able to see it here at the top. So yeah, I have a bunch of my content ideas and stuff like that, and then I do have some extra pages in here just so I don't have to worry about running out. The next thing I have is my engagement tracker. I am trying to get better about replying, commenting on others, and replying to DMs every single day. It's one of those things that I really want to prioritize, and I feel like I used to be really good about it, but with life and work getting in the way, it got a little bit hectic there for a second. So now that I feel like everything in my life is slowly coming to a little bit more of a balance, I'm going to be able to prioritize stuff like that more again, and so that is really exciting to me. Okay, now we have section number 3, and that one is pretty much dedicated to all of my miscellaneous trackers. I have my TBR list on here. I have books I've read and their ratings. I'm gonna be adding like a movie and a show rating tracker too, because I think that might be a fun one to add, but we'll go ahead and go through that in a second. But this is my dog Ollie's paw. This was pretty much like the week after we adopted him, and so I thought it'd be cute to have him in this journal somehow. And then on the back of it, I have my monthly reset routine. I like to just keep this here, that way I know at the end of every month what I am trying to do. So I have deep clean my home, offload work phone photos, set up new goals and vision board, review the last month, update calendar and tasks, digital declutter, and complete any leftover tasks. I felt like it just made sense to put this little sticky note within this section number 3 of just like miscellaneous notes and stuff. I also have this little page here that I've been putting my current groceries list on. This is pretty much stuff that we're going to be getting every single week, and so it's stuff that I'm going to reference pretty often. And then on the back of it, I have this mini envelope, and then I put this little share the love sticker on here, which I thought was just kind of cute. The next page I have is my hours spent learning tracker. This is pretty much tracking what I'm studying and how long I've been studying it. So yesterday I did about 3.5-4 hours of financial management. Yesterday, again, being like the first day I started to use this planner, and so I was excited just to get new habit trackers in here. But I think this will be especially fun for when I want to reflect on how much time I've spent learning something specific, and so I thought it would be just another thing I could keep track of in here. The next tracker is my reading tracker. This is pretty much where I'm tracking how many pages I read a day, and then I'll do like the start page, the end page, and then the total pages read. I have a place for the date and then for the book, and then this book was literally only 100 pages, so you'll see it over here next, but it was called The Exception to the Rule. That's my little reading tracker, closely followed by the books I've read tracker. I completed this book on July 19th, 2024. I gave it 3 stars. It was The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren. We were in the car for like an hour and a half, and so I just closed it out while we were driving, and it was pretty good. It was like one of those cute meet cute stories. Nothing crazy, but definitely something cute to pass the time. And then also involving reading, I have my books to read, where I have the title and the author. These are things where maybe if I see it at the thrift store, I'll pick it up, or once I'm done with my current to be read list, then I can start to explore picking these up. And then on the back, I have my movies to watch. I don't really have anything added, so if you have any movie recommendations, definitely feel free to drop them down below in the comments. Next up is my low buy, and I think that ever since we moved into the new house, there was just so much stuff that I had to get that you wouldn't really think about. And so there was a lot of purchasing and spending over the past few months, and so I'm really hoping that August can be a time for me to kind of take a step back and be more conscious about my spending habits. The way I have it set up is that when I do not spend on a certain day, I'll go ahead and place an X over it, and then if I do spend, I'm probably going to highlight it in some way and then connect it to one of these highlighted bullet points. I do want to make sure that I'm writing down what it is that I purchased, because I'm not going to be using this low buy for anything essential like groceries or anything like that. But if I buy some makeup or if I buy a piece of clothing or something and it wasn't 100% necessary, then I do want to make sure that I am being conscious of that. And so that is my low buy. Oh, also this was inspired by a creator on TikTok. If I find her at, I'll put it down below in the description, but she talks a lot about conscious spending, and so I thought that I would take a little little piece from her book and include that here. Next up, I have my current wish list, and then on the back I have things to thrift. This is basically what I'm going to be writing down, things that I want, and then I'll write down the date I added it. Again, just trying to be a little bit more conscious about my spending. These could be things that I maybe want to ask for as a gift in the future, or things that I can gift to myself at some points. I used to do this thing where I would only spend money on Sundays, and basically what that would mean is I would be forced to think about what it is that I was going to purchase for upwards of a week if I decided I wanted something on Monday. And doing so really allowed me to take time and understand, do I want this because I want it, or was it more of an impulse thing? And so I'm hoping this kind of acts in a very similar way. And then obviously, thanks to thrift, I have vintage 90s, magazines, frames for art and photos, and then some artwork. I have a list on my phone of things to look out for when I'm at the thrift store, and I find it really helps me stay on track when I do go there. And so I thought it'd be kind of cute just to have this inside of my planner, because I am going to be using it kind of as a wallet as well. Now we have my gift list, and so here is basically where I'm going to be writing down things that I might want to give to other people. I thought that would be a fun thing to have in here. Behind all of those trackers and such, I am going to start including some recipes I'm going to try, or recipes I already have tried. This was a bread recipe that I've made quite a few times now that I really like. It's a no-knead recipe. It's a pretty fast rise. I think it's only like 2 to 3 hours, and so it's something that I'm able to make really easily. And as somebody who's just now getting into bread making as more of a hobby, I thought it would be kind of cute to put the first bread recipe I used inside of my planner. This is my fruit sticker sheet. I have one of these in pretty much every single one of my journals. I always have one. Last time I think I covered the book of one of my journals with these stickers. I always just find that they make such cute pages. Honestly, I might be a little biased because I've done it for so long, but I just love saving these stickers, and it's something that I can usually get satisfaction from every single day, since I'll usually have like a bell pepper or a banana or something. And so I have this page here, and then I'll probably end up filling out the back of this as well, since I know that that amount of space is not going to last super long. And we have finally reached divider number 4, which is my memory keeping section. I don't quite have anything in here yet. I don't super know what I want to put in it, probably a photo or something, but I'm just gonna leave it empty until I feel inspired to put something there. But this is the front page of my memory section. I just did a little cutout from a magazine, and then I did a cutout from one of these scrap pages I had for the memory portion. I wrote down the start date, so July 20th, and then I'll write down the end date for whenever I want to close this out, whether it be August or, you know, the end of the year. It just kind of depends on what I'm feeling. But that is the front page for it. And then on the back, I did a little collage of stuff from that first day, which was July 20th. I have a quote that I found from a magazine. I have a little sticker from a mug I bought, and then that was the tag. That was the price. I got it from Home Goods. And then on that same day, we also went to Scooters, and they put this sticker on your coffee, and so I stuck that on there. This was my little reflection of it, and then I have July 22nd here, and then I have just a bit of exploring who I am journaling. I was feeling a little bit reflective, and so I made that. Behind all the memory keeping stuff, I do have extra to-do lists and notes and stuff like that, just because I thought it'd be nice to have that extra paper in the back. But that pretty much closes out everything I am keeping inside of my new planner. If you guys have any questions about anything I used in today's video, definitely let me know down below, and I will make sure to get back to you. I'm just so excited to be sharing this journey with you guys. I have so many ideas for this planner that I am just so excited to share with you. I have loads and loads of planner and journaling content prepared for you guys, so definitely stay tuned for that. But that is going to be it for me today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye guys.